Let's play Plead the Fifth with Orlando and the Freak Show on Wild 94.1. Hooked up by 1-800-ASK-GARY. Now, who's taking the stand?
Well, it's not my fault, Your Honor, because Meredith is supposed to be taking the stand, but she is out sick today.
So it's on you,
so
son.
now I got to get up in the stand, swearing, tell the truth, whole truth, nothing but the truth, except where I pass. I got 3 questions that come from the room, so y'all got to collab up for 3, and then the audience gives us 3. It's plead the fifth. And I get 1 time to not answer. So, Davi, you are first.
Okay. I am noticing it looks like a new stage in your life. Single O, living by yourself O, but now with 2 young ladies that you guys go on bike rides and do all kinds of. You're a super involved dad, but I can't help but think, if there is anything in your mind that you feel like you're missing out on by not having that boy, football games, maybe he wanted to be a rapper.
I'm missing out on that.
But no, in all reality, do you ever feel like you're missing something by not having a little man?
It's funny. My daughters have asked me that twice, and I've quickly just bust back with no, you crazy, because I never want them to feel like I feel like I got shorted. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, I'd be crazy if I didn't think that me being able to kind of be a man figure kind of role model, which I am for them, but just in a different space. Like I see you with your son, and you taking him to games and stuff, and you teaching him that. And teaching them the stuff that you were proficient in, or you tried, or you're like that hero. I want to be that for them, but there's a little bit difference because a mom can be like, this is what we do. And and I'm more like on the outside, this is what y'all do. So it's always from that perspective and not from the, let me walk you through this because this is how it goes. I can never do that. And I have to all the time deflect to their mom on stuff because I'm like, well, your mom can explain it to you. Or, just ask your mama, blah, 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 because that's some stuff that they kind of can glom onto. But I've had my moments where I could do that. So I don't think I'm missing anything, but I do know that there is a difference there. Okay. I think it's six and half a dozen. They're equal, but they're just different experiences. Okay. So, yeah.
I feel you on that, man. My son, a lot of times he has to go play basketball. He wants to have a 3-point contest. And I'm like, whew, it's a good thing I got a boy.
Yeah, you mess around, you got a girl, you be in there making tea parties and stuff.
Playing Barbie.
I did that.
All right, so last night was the Grammys. And as I'm sitting down watching the Grammys, I'm thinking to myself about Wild 94.1, the radio station. And I want to ask you, how much weight do you put on the Grammys? How much credit do you give? Because I see a lot of people win, and it seems like a popularity contest. I don't see a lot of our artists. What are your thoughts?
I mean, it is a popularity contest because you're trying to win the votes of the Academy. So, it is a vote deal. So popularity counts. Plus, the Academy tries to factor in on being very fashion forward. Mm-hmm. There are artists that you might not know that would beat an artist that you think is a popular artist. Now, back in the day, hip-hop wasn't represented well, so hip-hop doesn't show well at the Grammys. That's why they felt that younger people needed to be involved with it. But I will also say that the current artists that are out there now aren't looking to really be validated by the Grammys. They're like, they don't really, if they don't want the Jay-Z's and the people of that nature when they were young, why they gonna want us? And you've seen it in the nomination process. You have a couple of people get nominated and kind of be, let in by the gatekeepers, but the masses out there, they're not looking for that. You could see in the comparison of how hip-hop the Grammys were last night or how lack of it there was. And then you had Dreamville with the Dream Fest going on with North Carolina and Fayetteville in Charlotte with J. Cole.
Right.
So all of hip hop was looking at that
over there,
and the Grammys had the record industry stage. So it's very different. It's still a badge of honor and it means something if you got a label and stuff because it gives them a marketable kind of position for you. But hip hop and most of our artists aren't looking for the Grammys for validation. That's what I'll say.
True.
All right, what else we got?
I have one more for you. Okay, so Orlando, Wild Splash is 40 days away.
40 days away.
40 days away. This
Yes.
is the first year since COVID that we've done it. This is the first year in a new venue. What have been some unique challenges for this year's specific Wild Splash?
This year, moving the venue has been different. Obviously, because we've been dealing with Clearwater forever, and so to move it over to the Berg is a good look for us. It's a different look because it's a whole different setup. But we're looking forward to that. But it is different. Also, moving the date because we had a date that was set for this past weekend, and then the Grammys hit on that one, so we had to find another date, and that was May 14th. So that pushed it out of the spectrum of spring break, pushed it more into almost summer, and so we had some time to do that. And then the Lovers and Friends tour that kicks off in Vegas. It's a Vegas show, but it's on that same weekend, so that ate up a lot of opportunity because that's a show where you got like artists that have maybe 2 records, like one-hit wonders, 2 records, all the way up to like a Usher and TLC. So they got like 100 acts on this thing, wow. and everybody is. It's an old school show though.
Okay.
So that limited a lot of the people that we were looking at to try and include in the show. So it was a lot of hopscotch to get the show done. But we wanted to make sure we got it back on the books because a lot of people were asking like, when is the show gonna get popping? So we and we have an artist that we are actually adding this week. As well, so who came to the party and was like, "Yo, I all the shows are locked down." I'm like, "Yeah, because Lovers and Friends are going on." So now we got him locked in. So,
nice.
So it's just been hurdles like that, but it ain't hard work. It's just busy work. You know, we got a good team back there. So yeah,
we got a text out to 727 that says, "Orlando, in your high school or college days, did you ever have that one girl that you still think about today? You could say the one that got away."
Ooh. In high school
Big
or
smile
college?
on his face right now, by the way.
Yeah, blushing.
That got away.
Let's talk about it.
Yeah, there were a few of them. There was one in high school that I dated, and that it was just. That we were supposed to we thought that was gonna happen.
That was gonna be the one.
That was gonna be the one. And then we ended up not go. We were both supposed to go to Tallahassee. We were gonna go to FAM, and then she didn't get in.
Oh.
And then I was like, all right, I'm going.
Yeah.
So I left. And we stayed together. But then it didn't.
That was your senior year, little
That was
thing?
my senior year. Yeah. But she graduated. She graduated a year before I did, and then went to a junior college to stay there, and then wanted to come with me.
You had the upperclassmen.
Yeah,
that's popping.
Yeah, that was Stronda Willis. She was fine.
Yeah.
And that's who I put up on that prom picture whenever she was in the prom picture with me. She was popping. And in college, there was one girl who I thought would have taken me where I needed to go. She was Colombian. She was fire.
Whoa.
Fire. Yeah, that didn't.
So you had 2 that almost got away.
Yeah, it almost happened. All right, what else we got?
All right, I got a text here that says, "Orlando, you've got one female on this show, Meredith, of course. But have you ever thought about having an all-female cast if the opportunity came up?"
I would be getting rid of Dobby, but
yeah,
Dobby, you gotta go. You ain't got the right chromosomes. I have always thought that I spoke at a convention where it was like a women's broadcasting convention, and one of the rules, it was funny because there was 5 program directors in there who were men. And they were applauding the fact that men were actually coming to this because you usually have only women in there, and they would be like a Oprah session. You're like, this is what's wrong with Oprah. And I told him, I was like, the rule of having one girl or having a guy and a girl sidekick instead of an equal partner or whatever was kind of antiquated. And so we the station that we were at the time, we had flipped it and had 2 women on the show. Yeah. And that's why they invited us to speak on it. And I was just I don't think those traditional rules have to happen. I think you could have a dope show with ladies around the whole thing because conversation is so crazy now. People are a little bit more open about stuff. So I think the conversation would be the same. It would just be from different sources. I think that could definitely happen.
It looks like most radio morning shows have like one female.
Well, I mean, yeah, and if you're lucky, if you're lucky to be able to have a bunch of folks that you could pay, then you can have 2 or 3. They've had ensembles like that.
Yeah.
But then you start factoring in producers and board ops and stuff. You have real like a good chunk of women. But I think a ladies' conversation, because I've seen some shows with just chicks that just slap, because they know what they're talking about and they open to sharing themselves. That's what really the shows are about. Our show does well because we share the levels of ourselves, and I think they could do that too. So yeah, I could have a whole brew of broads,
a
whole gang of ladies.
One last Wild Splash question. It says, over the years of Wild Splash, was there an artist that was so difficult or bougie that you never want to work with them again? If so, who?
I mean, I yes.
Okay.
But I don't know if I want to say, because we just never know. We might have to bring them people back.
That's true.
They're not going to listen.
It's like,
they won't hear.
I mean, no, it's like, but I just, that's because this goes out on the net.
It lives forever.
It lives forever. I don't want to
tap it out.
I plead the fifth. I plead the fifth. 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
What we've learned this week is that, or this session is that people who we said we wasn't gonna rock with, when times get hard, you mess around and go back.
That's
to
true.
It. So I don't want to do that. I don't want to mention any artists that were hard to deal with. Let's see. I don't really have a boomerang.
No boomerangs?
I don't really have a boomerang.
I'm cool with that.
Yeah, y'all get to absolve yourselves
Later.
on that one. All right. That's a plead the fifth, and it is a wrap right there.